cultivators.
It's time for another one.
Welcome to Podcasting is Forbidden in the Cloud Recesses, the only lesbian-hosted podcast about Mandarin Master. I'm Roy, and I'm the bright moon and gentle sleaze.
And I'm Fallon, and I am the distant snow and lost in the sauce. Perpetually lost in the sauce.
Oh, aren't we all? Just a little bit crispy.
You
know. Hey, a couple of things happened, like, just kind of in the last couple of days, which is good, because if they had happened, like, 2 weeks ago, and we missed them last week, I would have felt bad, but I don't this time.
Yeah.
So we got another, Japanese voice actor drop.
It's baby.
It's fucking baby.
It's baby.
I, for one, cannot believe that Kirito is Niuhoi-sung. He's also Inosuke, which I know is important to you.
Yeah, he's the baby boy, and I can kind of hear that, like, little kind of rough raspiness.
He's got a little raspy.
Honestly, I think it really suits him.
It's so cute.
It's really cute. I think that was a good choice. Either that or, like a breathy kind of thing would have been good too, but I really like that choice.
Sounds
I
so gentle. He sounds so soft.
I'm just thinking about him and then my son. My boar son.
A pig.
Who is just the complete opposite of calm and soothing and gentle.
Duality of pig.
The duality of man.
Wow.
It's fucking great.
He sounds
so good. The audio clip did say Songchung rights.
It did very much.
Because he was talking about, maybe I can go study in Yunmong next summer.
If Anisan will let me. Which is very good.
Anisan.
But, so we got that, which was extremely fucking good.
Extremely good to me.
And, we also got, the Donghua director, Shanka, posted some art that he did. Just a nice little doodle of Wangshan. And, he came up with some fun facts about season 3.
Yeah.
Coming up. It's gonna be 12 episodes.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're kind of taking their time with it because they gotta, play with the story some. Gotta work around. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening in probably the stuff that's gonna be coming up.
Fucking, isn't that, are we gonna get Drunk Wang Ji in the next season? I think that's probably the timeline, right?
Yeah, we had better get Drunk Wang Ji, because we get Drunk Wang Ji in this chapter, so...
We either need Drunk 1 or Drunk 2 Wang Ji, like, bar none, full stop.
Please spare me a crumb of Drunk Wang Ji.
I need it! He's so fucking funny!
We're gonna get to him a little bit today, but he also, Mr. Director Man also said that the Chibi season, which is coming out at some point this year, is going to be 5 minutes per episode, and it's going to be about just random stuff, not, the main timeline stuff, which is going to be... I'm excited for it. I think it should be fun.
Just fucking around
just playing.
Fucking around in the sandbox.
Strictly
I love it.
Vibing.
You genuinely love to see it.
Something about the way that they quoted the thing that he said makes it sound like they're... Like, I want to say that there are only supposed to be 3 seasons of this show, but it sounds like there might be a 4th? Which... lifting and waggling my eyebrows.
It better fucking continue indefinitely until they finish the whole novel.
Honestly.
Because if I don't get that confession scene, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't know what I'm gonna be responsible for. Okay? I can't be responsible for my actions if we don't get a confession scene.
They're taking their sweet time. They're waiting until maybe restrictions lessen. They gotta just sit there and be like, all right, we're just, if we, slow and steady wins the race. Because right now, and this is just from where I'm seeing things, I'm gonna keep it real with you, President of People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping. This will not help people not be gay.
Not even remotely, no. None of what they're doing is going to stop anyone from being anything. But they're doing it anyway. So we're just going to focus on Modal.
We're just going to focus on Modal.
Even though, like, this chapter was like, oh god, it kind of hurt to read because it's like weirdly reminiscent of a lot of the issues that we have in our government here in America, like creepily so. And I'm sure it's reminiscent of every other government in America, because any government that is not a
yeah, there's some
any government sucks.
challenging events.
Very challenging events, and very challenging people.
Yeah, and not challenging in the sense that, like, oh, this is problematic to read and makes me wince, but problematic in the way that, like, it's addressed as such in canon, so...
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
This fucking chapter is, like, 10 chapters put together. It's extremely long.
It's very thick.
It's a big old boy.
I forgot that it was this thick.
It's very big. We're reading chapter 30, or we read chapter 30. Due, part 3. And... probably about 3/4 of this chapter are exposition.
Yeah, and
which made it very difficult to summarize.
What I realized, this is very stupid, this is going to sound very stupid, but I never said that I was a smart person. I only realized halfway through the exposition that it was fucking Lan Wangji telling Wei Wuxian all of this.
Oh, we're gonna get to how how all that works, because I got some shit to say.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit to say.
I have got some words, I have got some takes to offer.
I wanna hear it from the terminal creative writing degree before I hear it out of my mouth.
Oh yeah. Okay, so chapter 30. Given that this is like 99% exposition and just people talking and giving details.
Yeah.
This summary is going to be very long.
Yeah.
So, Ray, you probably have, like, the time to go make and consume a whole-assed sandwich while I do this, but that's up to you.
I'm good without it. Like I said, I had a big pasta earlier.
God, I wish
ready
that
to
would
just sit and vibe.
Dude, I had that leftover fried rice from last night. I put some chili oil in it, some sesame seeds. So fucking good.
Ooh, love that.
Bitch. Anyway, chapter 30. Let's do this thing. So we open this chapter by kind of going into further depth about the whole Chong clan massacre situation. So as we had learned in the last chapter, Chongping was the only survivor of Massacre Part 1 because he was out on a night hunt. He found out that their protective array had been destroyed, so he wanted to find out who did the damn thing, but between a bunch of just shit happening in the larger cultivation world, all the other big sects were kind of like too in their feelings to help out this little minor clan. So Xiaoxing Chen stepped in and said, I'll do it, I'm a good boy, and I'll find the culprit. I'm gonna do my detective shit, and sure enough, about a month later, he came back and he said, I found the man. And the killer turned out to be this dirty little street criminal, whose name we have mentioned several times before, but whose name has not yet been brought up in the novel itself, Mr. Shuyang.
There he is.
There he is. And at the time, he was about 15. And for some reason that we don't know yet, he just fucking hated Chongping's dad, so he did it for revenge. So Xiaoxing Chen picked up Shuyang by the scruff, and put him under citizen's arrest, and brought him to Lanling during the discussion conference to try to get him punished. The thing is, Shuyang was a guest disciple of the Jin sect, and Jin Guangshan had hired him to rebuild the Stygian Tiger Seal. Also known as the Stygian Tiger Amulet. We just kind of go back and forth, both words are good, whatever.
You know.
So, Mr. Stygian Tiger Amulet was this little gizmo that Wei Wuxian had made during his necromancy days, and it was basically a universal zombie remote, but it was super difficult to use, and it was kind of more trouble than anything had any business ever having to be. So, before Wei Wuxian died, he broke it in half, destroyed the working half, and left the existing half as just kind of a useless piece of metal. Shuyang somehow figured out a way to kind of reverse engineer a replica of it. So old Jiggis said, well, I gotta keep this boy around so I can do clout crimes. And it turned out that Shuyang had used the Stygian Tiger Amulet, the rebuilt one, to massacre the Chongs. So like I said, Xiaoxing Chen brings him to Lanling for punishment. Old NMJ, Naming Jue was ready to give him the death penalty right then and there, and gave Jiggis a big talking to. So Jin Guangshan said, okay, we'll take care of it, and Shuyang said to Xiaoxing Chen, I'll fucking see you soon. And they put Shuyang on death row, but then as soon as NMJ left, Jiggis commuted Shuyang's sentence to life. And a little while later, conveniently, NMJ dies of mad, so with nobody else there to hold them accountable, the Jins racketeered the Chongs until they said Shui-Yong didn't do it, so the Jins let Shui-Yong out. So Shui-Yong decided it was time for more revenge. And what he did this time was he targeted Xiaoxing Chen's best friend, capital letters, bolded, underlined, italics best friend.
Best friend,
Songlan. He massacred the temple where Songlan had grown up and blinded him with poison, and he made sure not to leave any evidence behind. So even though everybody was kind of like, there's only one person who could have done this, circumstances were now basically that he was just gonna get off. Wei Wuxian kind of wonders why Lan Wangji wouldn't have, hadn't stepped in to do anything at this point, and then he's like, oh yeah, he probably had gotten the discipline whip, so he was probably off in his owie room. He wouldn't have been up to it even if he wanted to. So Wei Wuxian asks what happened to Xiaoxing Chen after all this, and Lan Wangji tells him that he took Songlan back to the big fancy magic Baoshan Sanren mountain and performed history's first eye transplant. And as in Xiaoxing Chen said, I can't possibly need these more than you do, and popped his own eyes out and just put them into Songlan's face like Mr. Potato Head.
Normal.
Regular shit that you do for your best friend.
Your extreme best friend.
And then Xiaoxing Chen said, my home planet needs me, and he just disappeared and he hasn't been seen ever since. Songlan wanted revenge against Shui-Yong, but by then, old Lil Jiggy was leading the Jin sect, and the first thing he did when he came into power was pick up Shui-Yong and say, goodbye Jojo, and throw him out onto the street. And then just kind of...
I don't know if he did that. I think he said that he did it.
That's what it says. That's what the text says that he did. That's what Lan Wangji, via the narrator... says to us. Mm-hmm. I am relaying what the text literally says on the page. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
We'll get to what could be. But anyway, so he threw him out like the little dumpster raccoon that he is. So Songlan kind of had no idea what to do. He didn't know where Xiaoxing Chen was, so he just kind of wandered around looking for him or for anything, and then that just kind of ends. And Wei Wuxian is like, what a story, Mark, and thinks what it would have been like if he'd ever gotten to meet Xiaoxing Chen, and then blam, hey, we're back in the present action, and the boys get to the Chong place. Wei Wuxian is like, hey, so then why did Chongping die? But then ghost shit starts happening. They're in the, family plot, and all the dead Chongs start slamming on their coffins, and then Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji realize somebody's in one of the graves digging in it. And they wait around, and eventually this gravedigger fella and another person pop out, but it's dark, and they kind of can't make out what's going on. They look kind of fucked up, like they describe them as looking like conjoined or something. And then they kind of realize that one of the people must be dead. Oh, he just stole a corpse, as you do. So the guy who isn't dead sees them and whips around, and he's got some big shadows censoring his face and sword. They fight. The Gravedigger's proficient in Lan-style combat, and then when this guy starts to lose, he tries to teleport right on out, but Wei Wuxian manages to use necromancy to grab the body he'd been stealing right before Homeboy says, I'm about to head out. So he disappears. Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji look this corpse over, and turns out, hey, its limbs are fake. But them abs? Them fucking abs.
You know the abs.
You know!
And you shall know us by the musculature of the abs.
This a buff-ass torso, and it's definitely more of their zombie friend whose legs and one arm they have. Mm-hmm. So they bag this buff, beefy torso, and they figure that Mr. Grave Robber Man was out here moving his evidence or whatever, because it's like... word gets around that they're doing detective stuff. So Lan Wangji is trying to think who this guy could have been, since it's got to be somebody with Lan knowledge who would have been easily recognized, but he can't think of who it was. They are pretty sure it wouldn't be Lan Shichen or Lan Shiren. Mm-hmm. So they head back to the liquor store. Their waiter buddy gives them a bunch of booze. Wei Wuxian is like, oh yeah, so what was the deal with Chongping? By the time he died, Shui-Yong and Xiaoxing Chen and Songlan had all dropped off the face of the earth, but Chongping's eyes had been dug out, Isn't that weird? And then when they did the ancient Chinese vampire times autopsy on him, they could tell that Xiao Xingqian's sword had been used, because that leaves forensic evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also it's freezy.
It's also a frosty sword. Lots of frosty swords in this novel. Wei Wuxian does a spit take, like, what? But, like, according to Lan Wangji, nobody could find any trace that Xiao Xingqian was even alive as a zombie anymore, let alone alive for real, so nobody knows. The waiter brings over some more booze. Wei Wuxian B's annoying. Lan Wangji says he'll drink. Wei Wuxian accuses him of secretly getting a little bit crispy with his hoard of Emperor's Smile under his floorboards. Lan Wangji says no, and Wei Wuxian B's annoying some more. He goes to pour him some booze, and then when he looks up, Lan Wangji is just passed clean the fuck out. So Wei Ying takes Lan Wangji up to their hotel room, and he decides, alright, you know what? I got a minute here, let me summon my boy. So he plays some flute, and he does that, and then Wen Yang is here, remember him?
Yeah!
Remember how there's a ghost general? Wei Wuxian he looks him over, and he finds these nails embedded into his skull, so he pulls them out, and naturally they're magic nails. He's like, I don't know what all this is about, but I ought to get these chains off my boy too, because they're making a racket. But the chains are also magic, so Wei Wuxian needs a magic sword to be able to cut them. And he's about to do his favorite thing of stealing something from Lan Wangji. He's gonna go take Bichen, but he turns around and, Wangji wake up, and finally, chapter. So, that is our chapter.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a thick one.
It's a big ol' boy.
It is a big old boy.
So, I read this chapter so many goddamn times that, like, my notes are, like, completely out of order, because usually what I do is I write my summary first and then I go back and write my notes. But this time, just because of things, I ended up doing all of my notes out of order, so I might be jumping around a lot. But the first thing I want to talk about is the way this chapter opens up point of view wise. Yeah. And the way most of it works, because this is something that we had been kind of hinting at right before I went into the summary, because this is fucking weird. The first time I read the novel, like, I didn't notice anything at all about this. I was just like, yeah, I'm in it, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, later on, like, when I was going through it again
there were breaks in it.
Yeah. Like, I was going through it, and I was like, I kind of didn't totally pick up on it. I was mostly looking for other things. But then later on, I was thinking about how we get all this info, and I couldn't remember how it played out. I was like, how do we get this? Because, like, Lan Wangji wasn't there, so it's not a flashback. I know it's not, like, a magic spell thing. And we know, for reasons that in canon we don't know yet, that he wasn't there for any of this. He didn't witness this. So he's not giving, like, a first-hand account, but we still get, like, these bits of scene where, like, we get dialogue and stuff. It's fucking crazy. And, like, the more I've been thinking about it, the more I'm like, what the fuck perspective do I even call this? But it's like, I guess it's just, you know, it's just a really... It's so stealthy the way it moves from, like, third-person limited to basically third-person omniscient. And I think, like, doing that kind of from one chapter to the next is that's a really interesting and clever way of doing it.
It definitely is. Like, yeah. It allows you to do an exposition without having to, I don't know, without having to keep, like, characterization of whoever's speaking in mind, without really having to keep the unreliable narrator thing in mind. It's just like, so yeah, he's telling Wei Wuxian this story, but wink wink, it's actually me telling you the story, and I'm just using him as a vehicle for it.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like the last time we got a big exposition dump like this was basically when we had the chapters with Huaisang. And those were, if I remember correctly, like mostly in his dialogue, but they like kind of went back and forth sometimes when he would be like covering longer stretches of time, I think. Yeah. And that made perfect sense. That was pretty smooth. This is so much crazier. Yeah. This is so much weirder because it's such a longer It's so much more.
It is. It's almost like MXTX was writing it and then she forgot that she was supposed to be like that it was supposed to be third person limited. And she just kind of ran away with it. Like, I made a note of this later on, but a lot of the phrasing and like the way she exposits.
Yeah.
That's a great. Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
I love that. The way she exposits this whole story between Shui Yang and Xiao Xingchen and Song Lan strikes me as like she tried to write this novel and then MDZS kind of bit her and she like either that or she just like could not get the story to work and so she just had to like funnel it into this one. Like, not speaking ill on her or the writing at all. Just like that's like kind of what it seems like to me, which is really interesting.
Like, this whole arc, and we're about to move into this entire arc, and I got some shit to say, but
I got a lot of things to say about Shui Chengmei, and none of them are nice.
We gonna get there, but a lot of this, my point is, a lot of this arc, like, could basically be its own novel.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
I think I saw somewhere, I think I read somewhere at one point that MXTX actually was planning on having this be the novel. Either that or, like, she talked about, like, it could just be its own standalone novel and she would want to write that.
I know she said that, like, if she were to write any more extras, she would be down to write about, like, Song Lan and Xiao Xingchen's adventures being completely heterosexual together.
Being star-crossed best platonic friends. Star-crossed platonic friends.
Yeah.
There we go.
Who definitely are not referred to as cultivation partners and who definitely do not, like, you know, sacrifice body parts and lives for each other. No, just
it's just something normal friends do.
It's just bro shit.
It's just bro shit.
It's merely bro shit. But anyway, so kind of the first bit of info that we get in this chapter is that I'm Chong Clan, nobody care me.
Yeah, Chong Clan, nobody really care about Chong Clan.
Yeah, nobody care about Chong Clan. The rest of the cultivation world is in their feelings, cause, like, Wei Wuxian just died. Everybody's, like, kind of getting used to the power structure shift now that the winds are all dead. So nobody wants to hear about this entire family getting murdered.
Yeah, but Xiao Xingchen, he's different.
He's different,
baby.
Rip to the noble cultivators, but I'm different.
Rip to the noble cultivators, but I'm different.
He would never say something like that.
Not even remotely. He's too humble.
He's just so...
He goes around and he takes it upon himself to find the killer, and he finds the killer, and it's this little goblin named Shui Yang.
I feel like we need to lay down some groundwork here, huh? Because...
I know there are a lot of people who really, really, really love this character.
Absolutely. And I'm not going to give... I want to stay away from giving... I don't want to be super biased. This is, you know... I'm not trying to divide up the fandom any more than it already is. But, this is a character who... is emotionally 7 years old.
Yeah.
Everything about him makes 1,000,000% more sense when you keep that in mind constantly, but it's very hard to, like, presently keep that in mind constantly.
Right.
Because you do, like, you really... The shit that he does, the antics that he pulls... The shenanigans that he decides to get into.
They don't make sense for a young adult. They make sense for a very mentally unstable child.
They make a lot of sense for a 7-year-old who is just out here fulfilling the McDonald triad.
Now, explain what the McDonald triad means to our viewers, please.
Yeah, I guess not everybody's a true crime fucker like I am.
No.
So the McDonald triad, also known as the, what is it also called?
Serial killer box tick list.
Basically, yeah. So the McDonald triad is basically the, like, psychologically, it's a little bit dubious, but basically a proposed kind of set of 3 behaviors that children exhibit that are, like, not necessarily...
They don't
like
mean
a lot. Yeah, they don't mean that like if your children do all three of these things, they're going to grow up to be a serial killer. But a lot of serial killers are found to have done these three things in childhood.
It's like X is not always Y.
Yeah, but Y is
always X.
Y is very
frequently,
often.
very frequently X.
Yeah, and it's arson,
sociopathy,
arson, torturing or hurting animals, and bedwetting.
Bedwetting, right.
So you know this boy be pee-pee his pants.
He be pee-pee.
He be pee-pee. He's staying in Lawn Lane, going pee-pee in bed.
Yeah, he's pee-pee. And I want to talk about, I understand the emotionally 7 years old thing.
Yeah. He's a very violent, emotionally 7 years old.
But at the same time, I don't want that to be us, like, woobifying him. I don't want it to be misconstrued as us woobifying him, because
absolutely
I want to say
not. Like I'm saying that it explains it. It doesn't excuse it. Yeah. That's always the bottom line. But
okay. I'm gonna say one thing with that aside. He's described in the first paragraph that they describe him as. You get the immediate vibe that this is not a person who's just had a rough childhood.
Oh yeah, no.
This is not really a person who is just having a rough time, and they're just misunderstood, and it absolutely rankles me. It fucking rankles me when I see people online going, oh, I love him, he's such a baby, he's just misunderstood, he just had a rough time. No, and there's something that can be said for him being like almost a direct foil to Wei Wuxian.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. I think that was his main purpose in this book. Yeah. Definitely. Because, like, here we see in the description here, he was known far and wide for his radiant smile, inhumane means, and merciless personality. So dude is fucking not just...
He ain't working correctly, yeah.
He's not working correctly. MXTX took pains to describe him literally as she could without directly saying that he was a psychopath as a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, you can just admit you're a villain fucker without trying to, like, justify it.
Yeah.
Please? Like, it's okay. It's okay if you like him. You just don't have to treat him like a baby. Like, please, for the love of God, realize that the things he has done are not because... oh, well, he just had a rough go of it. He just needs to be understood. He's, like, so misunderstood. He just does this because he's lonely. No, he does this because he genuinely. He,
don't get me wrong. Like, there are things that happen to him that should not happen to anybody.
But here's the thing. There are also things that happen to Wei Wuxian that shouldn't happen to anybody.
Exactly.
And so it's just all a matter of how you deal with this.
Yeah,
you can't let those events excuse behavior, like, especially like that.
Oh yeah, no,
absolutely not. And I hate it when people go, oh well, nobody should have gone through what Shui Yang went through. Nobody should have gone through what Wei Wuxian went through. But he turned out, not a fucking serial killer. Technically, he was a war criminal, but he wasn't a fucking serial killer. He didn't do it because he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's my 45 cents on Shui Yang.
One of my, it's weird how NMJ died right after making his Shui Yang takes known. He was executed for Shui Yang takes, just like we're going to be.
Oh my god, that's true. Please don't. Please don't let the stands. Please don't let the stands find me. I'm so sorry. Stands, if you find this and you're getting ready to, like, literally lambast us, I just ask you to just stop listening. Just close the computer. Just close the computer. Find something else, because I really don't want to deal with y'all banging down my door. I hate Shui Yang, but it's because he's a terrible person. He's a good character.
Oh yeah, exactly. He's got Vriska syndrome.
I'm not a villain fucker, man. I've never really understood it. All respect, mad props to anybody who is a villain fucker, but I can't get behind it, dude. It's one of those things where there's a complete disconnect mentally between me and people who understand and love this character. I don't get it. I don't get how people can do it. But, like, more power to you if you can. I just can't. It's not on my wavelength.
Yeah.
So anyway. So Xiao Xingchen finds this dude, as Roy said, takes him by the scruff, just drags homeboy around like, please someone, anyone, arrest this man. Yeah. Please arrest this man.
Please arrest this boy.
And everybody's like, oh yeah, I mean, look at the evidence, this is crazy. But Jiggis is like, you know what?
He's like, I kind of was harboring that murderer.
Kind of like, I think the stuff that you guys are like saying about him, I think it's fake news. Like, just don't believe everything you hear, right? So I'm just gonna take Shui-Yong over here.
Jiggis is fucking doing the like every not Bernie candidate thing where he's like, oh, your attitude is why nobody wants to put up with you. Just fucking, he's like, oh, this is leftist extremism.
Meanwhile, Nie Mingjoy replies to his post with a picture of a pig shitting on his balls.
Yeah. He's the only person.
Of the people.
A man of the people. Comrade.
Truly. Comrade Nie Mingjoy hours, 2019 to 2020.
True Comrade NMJ hours. He's the only person who is down to fucking get some justice here.
He is so close to, he like whips out Basha and he's about to do the dude in.
He is about to do the fucking do. He's like, you know what?
He fucking whatever, but like that's after like Lan Wangji. We get the little break where it becomes clear that this was a conversation, and like Lan Wangji was just like smooth jazz cultivation god ASMR telling Wei-Wuxian this story.
He's giving the Roy summary of this chapter.
Yeah. And Lan Wangji's like, yes, he was a guest disciple. And Wei-Wuxian's like, oh my god, but like what? Why would they? Like, why Shui-Yong, though? Like, like, are really? You sure? And Lan Wangji's like, hey, Stygian tiger seal. And he's just like, it says he stared into Wei Wuxian's eyes because of the Stygian tiger seal. Like, I don't know why this is so funny to me. Like, I just want to give Lan Wangji props for, like, low-key being one of the most dramatic characters in this book.
He's so fucking good.
He really knows how to serve a moment.
He's so good. God, really so good. I think now is the time where I need to ask a question that I don't want to ask. It brings me zero joy to ask this question, but I need to because we need to have this discussion.
Of course.
Are Xiao Xingchen and Songlan cops? The greatest thread in the history of forums locked by a moderator after 12,239 pages of heated debate.
I think that fundamentally, they are not cops.
I am inclined to agree with that.
I think that fundamentally, if anything, if they were going to be compared to anything, like community watchmen.
Yeah.
Like community enforcers, like the ideal, like, community crime-stopping force that we would have in our idyllic post-anarchist society. That's literally exactly
what I was going to bring up. Because you and I, we both are fans of YouTube content creator Thought Slime.
Yep.
And Thought Slime did a video about how cops bad, and discusses, like, what would ideally, work in lieu of cops, and how there are, like, I remember, like, one line in particular that he has in that video is, like, I think word for word, something like, there are always going to be people to solve murders or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's exactly this. It's community watch people.
Because
people who are a part of a community and are accountable to it, therefore.
Because I would say that if he were a cop, if Songlan were a cop, he would have had the authority and the power to make his own decisions about Shui-Yong, but first of all, he's just not that person.
Yeah, neither of them are.
Because policing in that form is always going to be violent and detrimental to society. Not to get too pinko on Maine, but...
We've already gotten plenty pinko, I think, on this episode.
No, it's gonna continue to get pinker because this shit is crazy.
The Pinkening. 2020.
But, oh god, what was I saying?
I completely agree, especially about Songlan. I don't know why. Songlan just has such, like, powerful, was in a Rage Against the Machine cover band in high school energy to me.
Yeah. The thing about Songlan and Xiao Xingchen, I think, as authority figures, is that they're not authority figures because somebody because they say they're authority figures.
Yeah.
They're authority figures because
they've earned it.
They've earned it. They're basically like, Xiaoxing Chen especially is like a pillar of the community.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good fucking boy.
Everybody loves that boy.
Everybody loves that boy. But the position he's in doesn't necessarily afford him the power to make these kinds of command decisions with somebody like Shui Yang.
And we also get, like, there's something more to be said on that subject about them, like, seniority. Because there's a thing right in this part where it's talking about, like, NMJ, you know, basically, like, going to fucking town at Jiggis about all this and being like, you gonna take responsibility for your boy? And it says, like, you know, even though he was a junior to Jin Guangshan, like, he wasn't, you know, gonna just sit there and not let him do anything.
Yeah.
So, like, and we know, like, you know, just through the language choices and everything that, like, age and, like, hierarchical, you know, elders versus juniors and things like that are, like, a big deal. And at this point, Xiaoxing Chen is still, like, max 18. So,
yeah, he's a baby.
He's a baby.
Like, he's a very talented cultivator, but he's a baby.
He's a baby.
So, I honestly...
He just graduated from homeschool.
Mm-hmm. So, thinking about it, it does make me happy to report that Song Xiao are not cops.
They are not cops, and they are married.
And they are married.
Yeah, married news.
Married
it's
news.
Them. Yeah.
So, it's good. So... happens.
Just writing down some potential. Anyway, so
they get to talking about, you know,
what are they going to do with this boy?
Jin Guangshan, like,
that's right.
Took Shui Yang in to have him work on the Stygian tiger seal.
How now? I want to know, like,
sorry.
No, you're good. I want to know how Shui Yang, like. Because we talked about him being emotionally 7 years old, and in a lot of respects, he is very much in the second grade still. Like, just very minor, not even really spoiler alerts, just for how he's characterized. He's like, he isn't particularly, like, quick-witted or anything. He's not very clever. He's just very, like, hack and slash. He is, like, in the long run, sort of more, devious. He definitely knows how to make, the things that matter sting.
Yeah.
But, like, I just want to know how he figured out how to fucking do this.
I think what we need to do is separate his emotional intelligence from his actual brain master intelligence. Because, I mean, you know, there are 7-year-olds who are freaking, like, math geniuses.
You know what? Yeah, you're right.
It's just how their brain works. And there's...
I do just think it's interesting with, like, given some things that he does and some, you know, just ways that his brain be later on, that in those ways he's just so not clever at all and not inventive and thinks he's real funny. But it is just like, from a characterization standpoint, he is so interesting in that he is both of these things at the same time. That he is, like, you know, he's very on a literally physically technical level, he's very capable of doing these things, but then in, like, a personal interaction way, he's a fucking child.
It's like somebody who's a really good artist and then you find out they trace all of their shit, but they do just enough to it to, like, it still looks like good art, but they fucking traced it. He's great at mimicry, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Great at mimicry.
Absolutely. Oh, we know that.
Not so good at original ideas. But
not very good at original content.
He's great at imitation.
He out here stealing people's content.
Stealing people's content, stealing people's, black this out, identities. Like...
But he, like, I do want to know how did he get into the Stygian Tiger bootlegging industry?
I'd like to know that too. Yeah. I think probably, maybe it was the same thing as, like, Mo Xuanyu, maybe, where he was a disciple there and, you know, he got... They saw something in him that, like, oh, maybe we should show you some of this hot forbidden knowledge. And he just kind of latched onto it from there. I'm not sure though. That'd be kind of interesting.
They gave him a set of ancient Chinese Vampire Times magic tinker toys, and they saw him going to town with him. And then they said, oh, I know what we can do. But
they saw him strangle a guy for walking in front of him for too long, and they were like, yeah, let's have that guy make the rest of the Stygian tiger seal.
Yeah, they said, like, you know what, yeah, I think we have, this guy's got the right skill set.
I like two of these little pieces while they're talking about the Stygian tiger seal, where they're talking about how Wei Wuxian first came to create it, and remembering a rare piece of iron ore he happened to have seen in a beast's stomach, he used it to cast a tiger seal.
Just casual.
Without knowledge of the Xuanwu incident. This entire book is the Xuanwu incident.
The Xuanyu of slaughter.
The Xuanyu of slaughter. Without knowledge of the Xuanwu incident.
Yeah.
This is a hell of a phrase to make offhandedly.
Just casual.
Just casually. When he was like chilling inside of a great beast's stomach, he found this cool metal that he remembered suddenly.
Who among us has not found ourselves in the belly of the beast looking at some metal?
Yeah, I log into Twitter every day, so.
Yeah. Fucking shit. So,
so that was the first one that I really liked. The second one that I really liked was talking about how once he realized that it was just way too much for him, like it was really outpacing him, you know, the student becomes the teacher, that kind of shit. He wanted to destroy it, but he just didn't have time. And like he fucked up one half of it and destroyed one half of it, but then the second half, like they came and killed him before he could do it. And it's before he could completely destroy the other half, the siege at Luanzang Hill happened, and it had since then been beyond his capabilities. Like, that's a nice way to say he was too dead to worry about it anymore. Too dead to care.
Too dead to care.
The letter 2. The letter 2. The number 2! I want you to know that was completely unintentional, which makes it so much worse. I'm not even high, dude. This is terrible. God.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so anyway.
Doesn't it also somewhere in here, like, basically imply that he made the Stygian tiger amulet because he was, like, lazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's like, it was like, just like fighting people one-on-one. Now, it was natural that he'd get tired.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he's a sleeping boy.
But anyway, those were my two favorite hashtag little Stygian tiger seal things.
Little tiggy moments.
It's just beyond my capabilities, sorry. I'm fucking dead.
I'm fucking dead.
But fucking...
What happens, he's like, I'm having to, like, try to keep up, like, using my notes, or using my summary.
So Lan Wangji tells him that, Shui-Yang was basically hired as a contractor to make the other half of the Stygian tiger seal.
Yeah.
And Wei Wuxian's like, he's not gonna do shit. There's no way. Like, even if they fucking set up a shrine to the thing and prayed that it would work, it's not gonna work. And Lan Wangji's like, are you sure about that?
Yeah. He leans in and goes, yeah, but it worked though. So,
like, it's like fucking Shui-Yang, like, apparently can just rebuild the other half of the seal. It looks
just
terrible.
It looks like shit.
It looks like shit.
It looks like the S thing.
And it's not as powerful.
He made it look like the gotcha hand.
Oh, Jesus. It's not as powerful. Like, it's not going to be able to knock out, like, you know, what Wei Wuxian used to do, which was 1,000 dudes.
But it's good enough.
Swoop. It'll do the trick, which is what they're concerned about.
Yeah.
That's what they're concerned about.
Yeah, and Jiggis just needs it to work well enough so he can have clout. So,
so
he's just sect leader clout chaser.
Keep people like under control, you know, and be able to just ensure that he stays in power for as long as possible. Yeah. So that's great. It's basically Shui-Yang make nuclear weapons?
Yeah, Shui-Yang make that's just how it is.
But
Shui-Yang make WMD.
And then they kind of come to the assumption that maybe Shui-Yang was just testing the shit out on the Chong clan instead of just taking revenge. Like, maybe it was a double-edged thing. And Wei Wuxian's like, oh man, no, yeah, of course. Like, and of course they'd...
It's like, yeah, no, that tracks,
Of course they'll be blaming me, like, oh, thanks, Obama. Thanks, Wei Wuxian. Thanks for nothing.
He is the thanks Obama of this entire world.
Fucking genuinely.
Good
Lord. I had a
lord.
brain blast about that while I was taking notes, and I'm like, oh, poor baby.
Good lord. So,
So they go back to what happened, and this is when Nia Mingjoy comes in, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't. I'm sorry. You gotta get this dude the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna do it for you.
He's like, come get your mans.
Yeah, and Jing Guangshan's like,
yeah, come get my mans. Yeah.
Fucking Nia Mingjoy just like, nope. He like pulls out Basha. He's a whole ass mood, like zero tolerance, baby.
Zero tolerance. He's like, he killed some people. The fuck you talking about? Hammond and Han.
He killed some people.
I'll do it. Shit.
Absolutely. And like, so of course this didn't really help. Like Jiggy tried to come in and calm him down, but Nia Mingjoy was having none of it.
Yeah, Jiggy just made him madder because that's how they work.
And he went and hid behind Lan Shichen.
Which is so fucking...
And so nothing...
Literally.
nothing is done about it. And the thing that I hate the most about this situation is like, Xiao Xingchen was fucking dedicated to making sure that this dude was held accountable for his actions. And all he got out of that were basically useless platitudes.
All he got was this lousy t-shirt.
Yeah, like I hate that it sounds familiar.
Right?
I really despise that.
It's piss.
And it's just like that's why it like kind of boils my blood even more. I'm like, oh god damn.
Yeah. So fucking Jigga says to NMJ, yeah, okay, we'll kill him. Just give us a second. And NMJ like gives them the I'm fucking watching you look. And he leaves, and then Jiggas...
But that's the thing that also happens in that scene is fucking Shui Yang like...
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
Shui Yang like gets all cute with Xiao Xingchen.
Yeah, this is where he thinks he's funny and cute.
He's like, Dao Zhang, you wouldn't forget me, would you? Let's wait and see. Like...
I like how your Shui Yang voice is the same as your Wei Ying voice, just like... even more, like, ooh-goo simpering.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically
it. It is him.
God.
But NMJ fucks off, and then Jiggas immediately is like, actually, he's not arrested. And the other sex just kind of go, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, alright, whatever.
Nia Mingjoy is the only one who's mad about it.
He's the only one who fucking understands.
Weird. You know, he's the only one who understands. He's the only one who's mad about it. The Lanling Jin sect drags their feet for months. And he keeps trying to get them to give him Shui Yang so he can actually properly punish him.
Yeah, because he'll do it. He'll fucking do it. I'll do it for free.
And it says all the other sects watch them from the sidelines. So, you know, in action, centrists, are you listening?
Yeah, hey. Centrism never works.
Centrism never works. Government in action is the same as directly fucking over your people. Yeah. Anyway, weirdly, after that, Nia Mingjoy just...
it's weird how...
from chi deviation, and it says, you know, he cultivated it faster than any other Nia boy, and he also died sooner. He just live fast, eat ass, and cultivate the righteous path.
Definitely living fast and eating ass.
He was cultivating a righteous path, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he was.
Shit.
It's the most righteous path I can see out of any of these other motherfuckers.
Honest to God. This is a pro NMJ podcast. Sorry about it.
I'm 100% an NMJ stan. I'm not sorry about it, actually.
I'm not sorry about if I'm sorry about anything, it's not that. But yeah, so it's weird how he was the only one who was like willing to do anything about it and like gunning for anything to be, and the only one who was like mad about it, and then he's also the only one who dies.
That's so
Isn't that weird?
And you know, well, once that particular pest is out of the way, they can Jiggis goes ahead and tries to.
He's fine now. It's fine.
He tries to clear his name, and the way he tries to clear Shui Yang's name,
is by racketeering.
Yeah. So yeah, they go up to Chongping and they basically threaten the fuck out of him.
Mm-hmm. They send their boys.
And he goes on record to say, it was my mistake. It wasn't Shui Yang. And I'm wrong and an idiot, and I hope everybody forgives me. Yeah, I'm learning every day.
I'm learning every day, and I'm an idiot, and my butt smells, and I'm.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is so insidious. And like Xiao Xingchen comes up to. He comes up to visit Chongping and like ask him what the fuck is going on and why he would say that.
Yeah, he's like, dude, I did the detective work. Like, what?
Chongping's like, I can't do anything other than this. Like, they're gonna kill my fucking family if I don't tolerate this shit. What do you want me to do?
And he's like super young too. Like, so like he wasn't, like he just kind of had to take over the sect in, like...
Yeah, it said he was young, single, and childless.
Yep.
So he kind of has to do what he has to do.
Chongping got to get fucking.
So... And, oh god, this just... Oh, I know I was talking a lot of shit about Shui Yong, but fucking Lan Lingjin and Jing Guangshan are equally as, if not more, despicable... if not for anything else other than this thing they pulled. For real.
Oh, Jing Guangshan is my enemy.
Jing Guangshan is absolutely 100%...
Matter of fact,
the worst, most evil character in this book.
Jing Guangshan is my enemy. I'll fucking kill him in the street. Wake up. But, right. Yeah.
It's a good thing he's already dead.
Yeah, good thing he's already dead. Meet me in the street.
I do like Wei Wuxian does in these next couple paragraphs.
Yes! Oh, this is fucking incredible.
Oh my god, and it's so interesting, because, like...
He's never like this.
He's, well...
Very...
I made a note of that. But,
very rarely is he like this.
So anyway, Shui Yong gets, released, basically, and Wei Wuxian's just thinking about it.
He's acquitted of all his crimes.
He's thinking about it, and he's like, it goes into how... Let's just read this. Instead, he would have went to the dungeons on his own, cut Shui Yong up so that he was nothing more than a puddle of flesh on the ground, and summoned his soul back to repeat the process, to the point that he regretted ever being born in this world.
Lord.
And this is a very rare... It is very rare, but it does happen. It's a very rare kind of... I wouldn't call it sadistic, but it's like if the sadism was, like, justified.
It's very rare that he gets this... angry and aggressive. This aggressively angry is how I should put it.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting to read, because I think I forgot that despite not really having sadistic tendencies and being equipped with a really strong moral code, that didn't and hasn't really ever stopped him from giving evil people their just desserts.
Yeah.
I feel like this is kind of the first inkling we see of that lack of hesitation, especially with evil people. In this book, but we definitely see it more, but it's really, really rare, because most of the time, Wei Wuxian just likes to go with the flow, but I think there are some people that just, like, flick that switch where he's like, nope, they gotta go.
I think in terms of just chronologically at this point in just the novel, like, if we pretend that we haven't seen the Donghua, or pretend that we've never read the novel before, this, I think, is the first time that we really see this part of him pop out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. This is the first, it's like, whoa, dude.
That's what I was saying, because this happened, and so I feel like reading this, and then reading later chapters, especially reading, the things that he did to Wen Chao, for example. It,
just a little, it's what I like to call foreshadowing.
Yeah. He does have that capability within him, and it's obvious that he has the capability for bloodlust in general in him.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I think I can't think of any example of this kind of thinking, of this kind of behavior from Wei Wuxian that wasn't completely justified.
Yeah.
In the book at all. Yeah. But anyway. So he's like, oh, well, okay, not everybody can be like me. I can't put myself in Chongping's shoes. He's already dead. Can't, like, he couldn't bear Chongping's share of mental and physical torment. I kind of like that entire sentence. It's really good. It's just like, he can't really put himself in these shoes, because it's just too fucking crazy.
Yeah, and also just kind of the sentiment of, like, I can't bear this other person's emotional trauma for them. Like, yeah.
That's really great. It's really important.
It's very healthy.
It's extremely healthy. He's a good fucking boy.
He's a good boy, Ray.
He's learned a little bit.
Ray, he's a good boy, and I would die for him.
I would absolutely 100% die 400 times over for Wei Wuxian.
My baby boy.
I would be his Wen Yang, like, without hesitation.
My little baby boy who smells awful.
He smells terrible. He smells like mud and and
ass
and sheep.
Popcorn, shrimp, and ass.
Popcorn, shrimp, tong hulu, and ass. So Shui Yong gets released. And he just starts killing again. He starts doing revenge things, but he doesn't do it to Xiao Xingchen specifically, which is even worse.
Yeah, because as we said, we know he knows how to make shit sting.
Yes, he does.
And he says, "All right, I see your little friend, Dao Zhang. I know what to do.
Yep.
And hate to see that, so he goes and burns down Baishui Temple.
He burns down Baishui Temple, which is where Songlan grew up. That's where he studied at. And then he goes ahead and throws some poison in Songlan's eyes.
Just throws some poison in his eyes. I'm going to throw poison at it.
I'm going to throw poison at it to solve
he does
all
that
my problems.
To solve all
He does that, but he knows how to do these things now because he has experience with the Chong clan, and so
it's not his first time doing a massacre.
It's not his first time doing a massacre,
It's his first time doing multiple murder shit.
He doesn't leave any evidence.
Fuck you take him for?
And because he's a professional now. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, well, I mean, he probably did it, but like, there's no evidence for it, so we can't convict him.
Yeah,
so you guys are just gonna have to like sit here and suffer with him for probably another 4 years. Never mind. It just goes to show, kids, like if you're evil enough and useful enough to the state, you will never face consequences for what you do.
And the more often you do it, the more the centrists in charge will just say, that's just how he is, and we all know it. So anyway, not
to draw too distinct a parallel between who we're talking about and this fictional, like, young adult Chinese boy, but
all we're talking about is a 15-year-old multiple murderer with little fang teeth.
That's all we're talking about.
That's literally the only person that we're talking about here. Anyway, is this where we find out? Oh no! Yeah. This
is where we find out that Lan Wangji, like, and Wei Wuxian is confused about it at first. We have a little inner monologue from him.
Yeah,
and we know it's from him. It goes back to third person limited, basically. Where he's like, this is weird. Like, Lan Wangji's like the goodest boy on the planet, and this happened like while he was around. Like, why he must have heard about it. Why didn't he go do anything? And then he's like,
he had the whip owies.
Oh, the whip owies. So yeah, it probably took him years and years to heal, but it's just, oh God, I hate this because, like, can you imagine how much this probably, like, devastated Lan Wangji to not be able to be there?
God.
As this was happening, like, to have to sit back in forced inaction as this horrible little goblin man ran around destroying lives and sex.
Dude.
Like, just fucking having to sit there knowing that he could help if only he hadn't have gotten the shit ripped out of him for
redacted.
For some reason.
Yeah.
That I'm sure will never get explained.
Yeah.
Because Wei Wuxian sure as hell doesn't want to ask about it.
No.
And it says he's like, he cares a lot about the scars, but he's like,
that's his business. I'm not gonna.
Business.
I wouldn't want to intrude. So,
and he's like, okay, then what happened to Dao Zhang after that? And it says, what happened afterwards was certainly a tragic ending. Listen, if the whole fucking story in and of itself was a fucking tragedy already, you don't have to tell us it didn't end well. We've all read some Shakespeare. Like, tragedies don't end in comedy.
No.
They just end, you don't have to say it's a tragic ending. We know what's coming.
Fucking what if Lan Wangji just turned around and said, oh yeah, the two of them just went off and got some cornetto. They're fine. They're retired now.
I want
it. But like, fucking Xiao Chen really does a very, caricature version of the most relatable shit. So, like, where he's like, oh gosh, oh geez, I didn't mean to get you in trouble, Zuchen. I'm sorry here. Take my eyes, both of them.
Take my eyes.
Take both of them. Like, I don't need them. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I really didn't mean to do this to you. I feel so bad. No, take them. I don't need them.
It's seriously fine. I just needed them to see. Needed them to see. It's fine.
I just needed them to see. You need to see. You need that more than me. Like, look, I don't want to give you one eye and mess with your depth perception. That's maybe even worse. No, I don't need them. It's fine, dude.
It's fine, dude.
It's fine.
But, like, something that kind of baffled me about this whole, like, part was, so, Xiao Xingchen, he left the mountain and he vowed to never go back again. And Xiao Xingchen does not seem to be the type of person who would want to go back on his vows. Mm-hmm. And then he brought Songlan back. Mm-hmm. He kept him on the mountain and he left. Mm-hmm. And Songlan came out a year later with eyes fixed.
Yeah.
AKA with new eyes.
Yeah.
But so he
eyes once more.
It just took him a year to get those eye stalks nice and strong.
He had to go through PT. Yeah.
It's a lot of blinking involved.
It's a lot of blinking. It's a lot of moving your eyes back. Dude, I took fucking yoga in community college, and there was, like, this one exercise we had to do where we had to, like, move our eyes a lot, and it was, like, it made me feel so weird. Never do it. Don't move your eyes ever.
Don't ever do that. Don't look around.
Yeah, if anybody ever tells you to look around, don't do it.
I just want to be like a horse. I want you to put the blinders on me. I want you to put the feed bag on my mouth, and I don't want to have to worry about anything in my life ever again.
Put one eye on either side of my head, and I'll be good. Who fucking cares?
I want both eyes on top, on little stalks.
Just give me them snail eyes.
Give me them snail eyes, thank you.
So,
but, oh god, I just, not to be song shell rights on Maine or anything.
Song shell rights on podcast, are you kidding me?
Can we talk about how huge, like, we joked about it, but can we talk about how huge a fucking sacrifice this was? Good.
Can we talk about,
God,
how they're in love.
They're in love, as it turns out. Jesus Christ. But, so Song Lan gets back, he's back in action with his beautiful new eyes, and he's
AC/DC black and black.
Naturally, he wants to go fuck up Shui-Yang.
Yeah.
And so he gets out with new eyes, and Jean Guangshan is also dead.
Yeah.
And Jiggy has become the sect leader in his place.
Yeah.
And it says the first thing he did after he came to power was to get rid of Shui-Yang.
Yeah.
Aside from never mentioning the Stygian tiger seal again, he also made amends to restore the sect's reputation, suppressing the rumors. And I'll note, like, that historically, never mentioning something again does not really ever mean you've effectively gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
It just means you're good at lying by omission. Just a spitball. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah, just kind of thinking about things. Just putting out, like, observations of facts.
Just thinking about the things that were said and the things that were not.
Yeah, just thinking about the events as they unfold. So
they finish, and, like, he keeps looking, and they really don't.
Ain't nothing.
Ain't nothing. People have basically forgotten about this because the Chong clan was. Every single time I say Chong clan, I want to say Chong clan. And it's not a good look.
But yeah, he can't find any trace of Xiao Xingchen. He just fucking disappeared. He's in obscurity. He died on a toilet, and then
he's thinking, and like he like Lan Wangji like finishes the story, and Wei Wuxian's like, man, I wonder what it would have been like if me and Xiao Xingchen could have met. You know, maybe we could have gotten a drink together and, like, held hands or something. Like, talked about ideals. But, I don't know, he probably whipped me with his whisk.
He's probably whipped me. What if you got whipped by a whisk and we were both boys? And,
I don't know, I just think I read that and I was like, man, did he have just, like, kind of a proto-gay crush on Xiao Xingchen? Because that's how this, like, reads.
Wait till he finds out they're both bottoms. Anyway.
Oh, no! And they were both bottoms!
What happens after this?
After that,
is this where they... Okay, yeah, this is basically when they end up at the Chong house.
They roll up to the Chong residence, and he's like, so, like, why'd he die, too? Why'd Chongping die? Like, who killed him?
Yeah,
like, who killed all the rest of the people?
And then poltergeist shit starts happening.
There's some banging, some slamming on doors, but it sounds like it's kind of separated from the outer world and the inner world. And, like, Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji realize this completely in tandem. Like, they realize that, people are just corpses are banging on coffins from the inside of them.
They're sharing a freakishly enormous brain.
Yeah, they're a freakishly enormous brain. Like, one of the things that I do love the most about Wangshan is that they're almost always on the same page when it comes to battle and like planning and stuff.
They on them wavelengths.
And one of the things I hate the most about Wangshan is that somehow they couldn't save any of this big brain energy for their fucking emotional issues and communication. Not at all.
You were the one who told me 20 minutes ago you gotta separate emotional intelligence and everything else intelligence.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You can
only take my own advice.
You can only be smart in one way.
That's true, you can only be smart in one way.
Yep.
So, anyway,
you get shot dead on sight if you're smart in more than one day.
So there's some banging, and Wei Wuxian's like, that's weird. Didn't he say that this thing happened like 10 years ago? Like, why would they be doing it now? I mean, somebody's having a grave rave.
Somebody's having a grave rave.
Somebody's having a grave rave. That's all I can say.
Yeah, homeboy just, like, hops up out of this grave, and he's carrying his life-sized redacted plush.
Life-sized, yeah, it's a thing. They think it's two people at first, and then Wei Wuxian and Long Wangji take a closer look, and they realize that, you know, the thing that the guy is holding on his back is limp, probably a corpse, since he did just climb out of a fucking grave.
The logical conclusion.
Mm-hmm. But Gravedigger, he turns around and he sees them, but he ain't got no face. He's got no face, baby.
He ain't got no face, though. Where'd that face go?
Smog face. He's got smog face. He is very sneakily,
sneaky. He's also got smog sword.
Himself. He does have smog sword. And, like, Lan Wangji...
Fucking noob Cybot jumps out of this thing.
Yeah, Lan Wangji immediately whips it out. He gets the let out. And the guy, like, whips his sword out, too, but with the sword glare, it's just, like, the light that shines off the sword, I guess. And he's shrouded that, too. And they're fighting, and Lan Wangji, like... It says that a layer of frost climbed over his face. Yeah. It's just like, because he's so icy by Kim Petras playing in BT. And I don't... Something about this, like, yeah, the identity concealment makes sense, but there's something about it that rings to me of, like, a reality TV star or an influencer in multiple quotes where, like, they think they're super famous.
Oh my god,
and they think everybody knows exactly who they are, but, like, in reality they have, like, 150,000 followers at most.
He's got a very bad case of tryhard.
He's got a very bad case of tryhard.
He comes out of the grave with a big pair of sunglasses and a head wrap on.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh no, you found me.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
Oh my god.
Like that, oh my god. Have any of y'all seen that one Netflix documentary, Don't Fuck with Cats? It's like the dude in that documentary. If you know, you know.
God.
But anyway. But anyway, like, Wei Wuxian can tell that this gravedigger, like, he's kind of got Lan Wangji's number.
Yeah, he knows how to do Lan fight
in a very intimate way. And like Lan Wangji, completely silent, he just gets more and more intense with fighting. Like, he's mad here. He's mad.
Yeah, he says, don't come in here using my shit against me. Who the fuck you think you are?
Fuck?
I don't know who you is.
And so dude whips out a transportation talisman.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, fuck. Because a transportation talisman, first of all, you got to be kind of OP to use it. Because it takes a lot of spiritual energy. And second of all, if he's got it on him, then he's going to get away no matter what.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But luckily, Wei Wuxian has corpse alchemy on his side.
He literally does a Full Metal Alchemist hand clap.
He does the hand clap, gets down on one knee, and slams this fist onto the ground. Just a little casual alchemy for your life.
Golden Time Lover starts playing.
Bro, I'm just thinking about it, and like, wouldn't Edward Elric fucking love Wei Ying?
Oh my god.
He would love him. Like, he would love him from an academic standpoint, but I think if they ever met each other, Ed would try to fucking kill him.
Wei Wuxian would absolutely make fun of Edward Elric's height.
He would make fun of many things about Edward Elric.
Edward Elric is like a tiny blonde Zhongcheng, so there you go.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like, I'm merely saying.
Holy fuck, that's amazing. But fucking anyway, he punches the dirt and it makes the corpses mad, and they stick their arms up and they try to grab at this gravedigger, and the gravedigger's like, huh, and he just like blasts some energy in through his legs, and
he makes a fantasy jetpack out of air.
Yeah, he blasts them off.
Yeah, he says gotta blast, and
Wei Wuxian's like, all right, fuck it, flute time.
Yeah. Somewhere in here I was reading it and I just saw some words out of the corner of my eye, and I definitely saw the word hurgling. So
hurgling.
Yeah, here at hurgling. He hurgles out. And they got little heads pop out like radishes. Yeah.
And they're getting their lives kind of slithering up the gravedigger's body. And the gravedigger's like, huh, this is so stupid. And he does the spiritual blasting again. But you know, the problem with that is that, like, he also has another corpse that he needs, like,
that's
slapped onto his back, and he busts that one out, too. So he blasts them all off of him.
Yeah.
The way Wuxian's dastardly plan has worked, and he has to take a little bit of time to laugh hysterically at his own work. And Lan Wangji takes the flaccid corpse.
Hate that.
Hand, and he continues to, like, don't ever say that again. Like, I had to make a note to never let her say that again.
Never say to me the words flaccid corpse. Possibly the two worst possible words to string together out of anything.
That's true. The worst, I think, flaccid is probably top 5 worst words.
It's fucking awful.
It's awful. But anyway...
Flaccid.
So, dude, obviously, he got duped. He realizes that he's not...
Yeah, he got owned.
He's not going to be able to win against Lan Wangji, and especially not when Lan Wangji has this little idiot over here doing dark-sided shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck it, whatever. And so he busts out with the transportation talisman. And now he gone.
He gone.
And so Wei Wuxian and Lan Wangji go over and they try and see who the corpse was.
Yep.
And,
it turns out it's a Dakimakura.
It's a Dakimakura, as it turns out. And
mostly.
Wei Wuxian has kind of a startlingly dense for Wei Wuxian moment. He's like, why is it a dummy? Like, why do they bury dummies? And why is this important?
Yeah.
Like, he's not connecting the dots like he usually is. It's like, it's kind of nice to see that he isn't always a total know-it-all. Luckily, Lan Wangji is.
Lan Wangji smart boy.
Lan Wangji smart boy. And, like, Lan Wangji, like, caught the corpse so he could tell that it wasn't entirely a stuffed thing. So, like, they rip it off.
Yeah, all the limbs and the head are stuffed.
Fine-ass torso.
Fine-ass.
That fine-ass torso. Only its chest and abdomen felt firm and real. Firm.
Speaking of gay crushes,
everybody has a gay crush on...
Hey! Big ol' spoiler!
Oh! Sorry.
I'm gonna redact the fuck out of that.
Just do a little...
Yeah. As we do on this show. I'm just gonna censor it with Skull Trumpet. Fuck it. Everything is gonna be censored with Skull Trumpet from now on.
Skull Trumpet is really good. But anyway, they figure out that all of the body parts are fake. Like, they're just stuffed with cotton, and it's to quote deceive unquote the torso. Idiot.
Idiot.
Fucking what kind of stupid brainless torso would fall for that? If I were a brainless torso, I would simply realize that they were sewing stuffing onto me and freak the fuck out.
The grave, actually, the tomb on it says, tomb for idiot torsos who are buff. Get in this grave if you're dumb.
Rip to your idiot torsos, but I'm different. But, so, I mean, Wei Wuxian connects the dots, and he's like, alright, well, I guess it was pretty lucky we found the dude before he got away with that shit.
Yep.
And Lan Wangji's just, you can tell he's still hashtag thonkin'. Mm-hmm. He's trying to think about...
He's doing a lot of brain math. And
Wei Wuxian does some very erroneous brain math, and he's like, like... I know that, like, the Lan sect is huge, and, like, Lan Wangji is pretty much known by every single person in the Lan sect, but I think it's probably either Lan Shichen or Lan Qiren. It just makes sense.
It merely makes sense.
God,
it just adds up.
Fucking galaxy brain.
Fucking full-assed.
Baby, do better. He could only think of LXC or LQR out of the entire Lan sect who might be familiar with Lan Wangji's shit. Like, and Lan Wangji's like, so Wei Wuxian, he's like...
MXTX couldn't be bothered to come up with any rando names.
Yeah. He's like, so do you think, like, these people, do you think this is somebody you know really well? And, like, because he doesn't want to say it's Lan Shichen or Lan Qiren, because that's clearly the only thing that would fucking make sense. Wei Wuxian, I still can't get over that. Like, what in the world? And Lan Wangji's like, no, not even remotely.
Yeah.
And like Wei Wuxian trusts him because he knows that Lan Wangji is basically emotionally incapable of lying.
Yeah. He doesn't know how to do it.
That's the autism for you, baby.
Yup.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you.
No lying allowed.
No lying capable. No lying possible.
No lying possible. And so they stick it back in the pouch, and they get back and the bar's still open for him.
Hell yeah. It's booze time, baby.
It's boozing time. He's
time for a post Scooby-Doo drink.
Time for a post Scooby-Doo drink. Wei Wuxian is feeling
Drinky drink.
And he asks him once they're all settled again, he asks, hey, can you finish the story?
Yeah, what were you gonna say before we got interrupted by Dids? So he says, it was, Chongping died, and he got the Ling Chi happened, and
the rest of them got Ling Chi too.
Yeah, all of them got Ling Chi, and his eyes got gouged out, and the weird thing is, because we do forensics here in ancient Chinese vampire times, the weird thing is, we know whom sword did it.
Whose sword would that be?
It was Xiaoxing Chen's sword.
That's crazy.
Isn't that fucking weird? Because we haven't heard from him in ages. He, deleted all of his accounts and everything.
And now he's out here murdering people with his own sword? That's crazy.
Right, what the fuck? Now all of a sudden he's trending.
And Wei Wuxian's like, okay, so he's the one that did it, right? And Lan Wangji's like, no, there's no evidence. No. Xiaoxing Chen gone.
He gone. Yeah, they tried to ring him up on the spirit phone. Nope, can't find his soul anywhere, so What the fuck?
And fucking, he's like, did anybody try, inquiry, soul summoning, all that shit? Maybe a little Mo Xuanyu moment for him. Lan Wangji's like, no, they couldn't find anything.
Yeah,
nothing. And, as someone who is specialized in this area, Wei Wuxian had to comment on the matter, like he wouldn't have commented on it if he wasn't a professional, if he wasn't specialized in the area. He doesn't ever fucking shut up.
He does not have an internal monologue. He doesn't.
He doesn't have an internal monologue. It's all external. Any thought he has immediately comes out of his mouth. He's like, oh, well, yeah, that shit's kind of touch and go anyway. So, I don't know, What do you think, Han Guangjun? Do you think Han Guangjun? Do you think old Dao Shang did it? And Han Guangjun's like,
don't know all the facts.
No, don't know all the facts. Can't comment on it.
Yep,
no comment. Don't know the facts. And
I cannot possibly offer a take at this time.
Wei Wuxian's like, I like that. Yeah. Never thought about not having a take in my life, but that's nice. And Lan Wangji's like, all right, well, what do you think? And
he's like, I'm gonna try this not having a take thing.
Yeah, it's like he starts to say something, and I really, really want to know what he said, because it seems like he was super purposefully and almost even hastily changing the subject. Either that or he ADHD style lost his train of thought through being interrupted by the waiter.
See, the way I saw it was that I think it almost seemed like he was about to say, I think he must have done it. I mean, if his sword did it, but then then he had to stop and kind of think about what Lan Wangji just said, that they don't have enough, they don't know all the facts, and he's like, damn, you right though. I can't say that, and I genuinely don't know. And then he, like I said, he tries out this whole not having a take thing, and he's like, you know what? This is kind of a smart boy thing to do. I like that. That, Han Guangjun. Anyway, let's get boozed.
Anyway, let's get
It's time to get toasty.
You wanna have a little drinky?
Plug it in that toaster.
You're not gonna get crucified because it's not the cloud recesses, so you're good. And
yeah. Not that it matters anyway, because you've been sneaking all that booze. I know you have.
And it's so funny, because he's like, Wei Wuxian's like, I guess he just asks this for courtesy's sake, or just to see if Lan Wangji will be as indignant about it as he has been in the past. And Lan Wangji's like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I'll drink.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, give me a shot.
Wei Ying's like,
beer me.
Shit, okay. All right, I'll beer you.
I'll beer you,
baby. God. and he's like, well, I mean, you were kind of a hard ass about that, but I mean, you do look at you now.
You're a big boy.
You got an emperor's smile in your room, all hiding it. You're secretly drinking. And Lan Wangji fixes his collars, which I feel like is the closest sober Lan Wangji gets to open indignance.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't drink it. I didn't drink anything. Nope. I didn't touch emperor's smile. And
lies from the tablecloth.
And of course, lies from the
So,
And he's like, all right, let's change the subject then. Let's see how much it takes to get you drunk. And so he pours him a bowl, and he, you know, in the time that it takes him to look at the bowl that he's pouring, Lan Wangji just conks the fuck out, and he down. He's like trying. So Lan Wangji drinks it. Wei Wuxian like pays very close attention to his face because he wants to see him get all red faced and drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lan Wangji's just chilling. He's just fucking vibing. And then he kind of pinches the bridge of his nose, and he rubs like he has a headache, and then he just fucking conked out, completely conked out, fell asleep sitting up.
I have never kinned and stand a character more than I kin and stand Lan Wangji in this particular chapter.
Oh, extremely.
Going on a big info dump, being incapable of telling a lie, getting stuck on brain math, and having zero alcohol tolerance.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's Roy in a nutshell.
It's Roy!
And so Lan Wangji just conks. He just collapses. And Wei Wuxian's like, wow, this is fucking nuts. And he just, like, picks him up and carries him. He, like, drags him out of the liquor shop. I'm genuinely surprised that Mo Xuanyu's frail-ass body is, like, able to drag Lan Wangji out. I mean, the dude literally looks like he was carved from marble. So, good job, Wei Ying. Like, that must have been kind of an undertaking. That's a thick boy.
It doesn't say how long it took him, so...
Oh yeah, he was probably just, he took it inch by inch.
It took him 6 hours.
The fucking, the bar owner's just like looking at him as he like,
No, I got it. I don't need help. I'm fine.
I'm good.
I'm
never
normal.
needed help in my life.
And then he tucks him in.
He takes his boots off, tucks him in.
He tucks him in for his drunk bedtime sleepies. And then fucking, like, so then he decides to hit up Wen Young.
Yeah, he goes out, starts tooting. Because,
tooting. He hasn't gotten a chance to really, like, check him out yet and, like, look him over and see what the fuck is up yet.
Yeah, because Lan Wangji fucking hates him.
Yeah.
So, not great to have Wen Young around Lan Wangji because it will not end well.
But at least Lan Wangji's sleepies, so...
Yeah, he's sleepy, so Wei Wuxian thinks he's safe.
Yeah.
Keyword thinks.
Yeah.
And Wen Young, he comes on out.
He's just here. Yep.
Little clinky boy.
And Wei Wuxian, between tucking Lan Wangji in and then inspecting Wen Young the way he does, is, like, confirmed for grandma. He's fucking, like, scoping him out, telling him to stand up straight, putting his hair back into place, wiping his mouth. He's just, like...
Fixing his clothes
giving him a little strawberry candy.
Yeah.
Giving him a nickel and telling him not to spend it all in one place.
He's like, and it kind of, that's cute, but, like, this entire, like, kind of situation just made me sad a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he's basically been taken down to like a dog.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Well-trained dog. Mm-hmm. And he's such a good fucking boy, and he did not deserve that.
He did not. He got a fucking raw deal.
And so Wei Wuxian, he looks at him and he's like, okay, clearly these chains were made for him, so somebody has been keeping him there. Somebody took his sanity away so they'd listen to him.
Yeah,
like,
they gave him, they chipped him.
I think maybe Wen Young's sanity must have been destroyed. That's how it was translated, but I think it maybe...
His sentience.
Sapience.
Yeah, his sapience, yeah.
Sapience, yeah, I think it... And so he looks around. Wei Wuxian's like, okay, they did something to his brain. They stuck something in there, and he finds these little screws.
Yeah.
It's just little how to de-lobotomize your zombie friend.
Yeah. It's Frankenstein nails.
Yeah, it's Frankenstein nails. He takes the nails out, and, like, Wen Young is, like, sitting there, and it kind of looks like he's in pain, maybe, but he's just, like, completely silent.
Yeah.
And Wei Wuxian's like, wow, that sucks. You're dead and you still feel pain?
That fucking sucks.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me.
And so they're weird, like, spiritual nails.
Wow, Beta.
Wow, Beta. And,
Yeah, they're spiritual nails, and they're basically made to do exactly what he's thinking of, more or less.
Yeah, and like it's gonna take a little while for Wen Young to like get that true consciousness back.
Yeah.
And he's like looking at the chains on Wen Young's wrists, and he's like, God, these are probably magic.
Yeah. He's also, is this before or after? Where is it that he starts thinking about, like, turn to ashes, huh? Turn to ashes, D's nuts.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Remember how, like, in the first couple chapters, they were like, oh yeah, Wen Young was turned to ashes along with the rest of his stuff. And Wei Wuxian's like,
clearly.
Bitch. Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I see what the fuck was up. I see you, bitch. Everybody wanted my WMD zombie friend, so I see how it is. I know what's up.
Precious cargo, baby.
Precious cargo, baby.
And so he's like, all right, so let's get to these chains, because they're noisy as hell.
Yeah, I can't be having with that.
They're just really an eyesore. They're just an earsore.
They're not your color.
He really doesn't deserve that.
Yeah, so he goes to steal Bichen, which is his favorite thing to do, is steal things from Lan Wangji.
Yeah, and little does he know that sword will be his closest companion one day.
Stop it! No, don't purr. Ew. I don't like it.
Am I wrong?
You're not, and I hate it. Ew. So
listen, you can. It's perfectly valid to hate the extra chapters. God knows there are a couple of them that I will never read again, but they really gave us some great stuff.
It's a good bit. Mm-hmm. It's definitely good bit material. I'm just saying.
It's good bit material.
Very good bit material.
And I know that fucking everyone in the fandom is tired of it by now, but I don't care.
It's funny.
It's
fuck you.
Funny. It's
fuck you. It's funny. It's funny. Fuck you. Anyway, so Lan Wangji ends this chapter being the most go he's ever been.
Yeah, Wei Wuxian's like, all right, I'm just gonna go and quick just steal the sword. Nothing new. It'll be fine.
And then he turns around and there's just this wall of Han Guangjun.
There he fucking is.
There he is.
There he is.
He fucking... How is Lan Wangji supposed to say anything other than manganese over all of the sound effects he's radiating?
Exactly.
Yeah. Manganese. So that's the chapter.
I mean, I think that's something we should be aware of, because I think he's probably, little known fact, actually, MXTX herself just, like, texted me on my fake Weibo account to tell me that he actually does talk constantly. He's constantly shit-talking, but
you just
can't sound effects around him. You can't hear it over the sound effects.
Wow. Thanks, MXTX, for the input. That's really eye-opening. Thank you for offering us the insight.
Yeah, if you watch really closely, like, his lips are constantly moving, and he's just shitting on everyone around him.
Yeah, he just naturally moves his mouth like he's a ventriloquist. That's just how it works.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's just how it fucking works.
That's how it fucking works.
What could you possibly want from me?
That's right.
But yeah, so that's chapter 30.
That is chapter 30. It was a fucking doozy. We're almost
a big
an hour and a half already. Crazy.
You know what my favorite part of this chapter being as long as it is?
What?
There are single chapters that are even longer than this.
Yeah,
significantly.
Yeah.
So
we're in for it.
we're fucking in for it. But next week, we're going to be reading chapters 31 and 32.
Yeah.
Which are parts 4 and 5, finishing out the Dew arc. Dew. So that's what we're going to be getting to next week. How about we get into that Google Translate Essence collection?
Let's hit that Google Translate Essence collection.
So we got introduced to some new fellas this week. The concept of some new fellas.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of focus on each of them, and in particular one, a pair of them that you and I enjoy. Yeah, two of them. So what I have is I have all of our Google Translate Essence collection bits today are all tweets.
Oh, great!
So I'm just gonna give you the language that I got it from and what it was accompanying.
Yeah, I love it.
So this first one, they're all pretty short, which is why I have 4 of them.
That's good.
So this first one is from Ty, which is always a treat.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Gotta love a Ty tweet. And this one was accompanying a photo of Lee Bowen, who is the
angel?
The angel, Songlan's actor from The Untamed.
The angel of Songlan.
Yeah.
Dad is a fan club. Hashtag Hansi. Really, Papa was impressed with the sentence. The dazzling swords of the sea, together with Xing Chen, banish bad things. That Songlan said is that father must understand how much Songlan is so in love with Xing Chen.
Oh my god.
Interesting. Wow.
Papa, what is it? Dad is a fan club?
Yeah, Dad is a fan club. My father must know about Songshao rights.
He's gotta know. I gotta call my dad up right now and say, Dad, I got something to tell you.
I'm gonna call my dad up for the first time in
8 years?
Yeah, 8 years.
Give or take.
Let him know that Songshao has rights.
Yeah.
And just provide no context and just hang up immediately.
Just call him up and say the dazzling swords of the sea together with Xing Chen banish bad things.
Oh my god, I'm gonna call him from my Google Voice number and just like leave ominous Songshao translated tweets.
Oh my, that's how you cause a hassle to other people.
I love to be a hassle, especially to people who deserve it.
Yeah, Dad is a fan club.
Dad is a fan club.
Papa catch a fan club.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So this next one this one's from Japanese.
Great.
This one was on a pair of pictures of Song Ji-young, who is Xiaoxing Shen's actor from The Untamed.
Song Ji-young. All right. 2020, February 6th. Song Dung Crafts Room Weibo update. The husband came to tell everyone good morning. Cheer up and plan for the future. Let's greet every day, in a good way, with optimism. Tilde Hansi Hoshi Hansi. It was the opposite role and shocking, but I was a big husband who saw a new aspect of the performer. Hashtag Song Hansi, hashtag Song Ji-young. P2 is my freaky.
P2 is my freaky.
P2 is my freaky, as it turns out. Is P2 your freaky?
Yes, but I was a big husband.
I am a big husband.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm definitely a big husband.
Definitely a big husband. So just keep that in mind. Jot that down.
I am jotting.
So this next one is from Chinese.
Okay, great.
This one was on some, kawaii chibi shuiyang fan art.
I like it. I like you when the wind is sweet. The title of the show gives inspiration to the most favorite way to draw sugar and robbery. Wow! Sugar and robbery.
That's him.
That's him. That's his fucking shoplifting Tumblr title.
God, that's him.
That's him. Wow, that's fucking it in a nutshell.
Wow.
In essence.
Describe yourself in 2 words: sugar and robbery.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, shit.
All right. So this last one is pretty interesting. This one is from Russian.
All right.
This one was on 4 pictures of some merch. They were all like thermoses and mugs and stuff. The main one that it's talking about is a Songlan thermos.
A Songlan thermos?
Yeah. He gets one.
Want a joke? I just realized that the fucking connection in the music media house really didn't load me a tweet where there was a thermos with Sunlan. Catch. I mean, who wouldn't want a Songlan thermos?
Want a joke? Want a joke? Funny joke. Funny joke.
Oh my god.
Funny joke is this shit's still so funny to me. Sorry. What a joke. What a joke. I really like catch at the...
Catch. That's it.
Pa.
Let's do some questions?
Let's do some questions. Questions. If you got them, you can send them to cloudrecessespod.tumblr.com/ask or via Twitter @cloudrecesspod, just the one recess. One recess, that's all you need. We're gonna go to Mr. Twitter first. We have one question on Twitter and then the rest are on Tumblr.
Is it from our pal?
It's from our fucking pal, and this is a very good one. I like this.
It's from @AskJovery.
Friend of the show.
Delighted to have you. Every single time I see their icon, I always think it's like a very round mouthful of very sharp teeth.
Me
and
too.
Not a cake, and it freaks me the fuck out. But that's okay. They're doing them.
They're doing there.
Ask Jovery asks, Not sure if I'm too late. You're not. But if you were forced to have 2 randos be your traveling companions for a goddamn decade, which MDZS characters would be your ideal companions and your least ideal? That Shui-Yong is a given. That's what they said. That Shui-Yong is a given least ideal.
Yeah.
So taking him out of the equation.
Yeah. This is kind of the cool thing that they do at the end of every episode of Jargonet, where we have to pick the best and worst character, a favorite and least favorite character, but there are like 12 characters who can't be the least because they're always bad. Please listen to Jargonet. Anyway, I already know my answers. I already know my answers. I can give you mine if you want me to go first.
Yes, please. Yeah.
So, I know that I would not, under any circumstances, ever in my life want to travel for a decade with Zhang Cheng. Sorry. No. I love you, Zhang Wenyin, as a character. As a actual man that I would potentially have to spend 10 years of my damn life with.
I would fucking garrote him.
I'm sorry, but I'd have to kill him.
We can't be doing this.
I can't be doing with that.
I cannot be tolerating this man in
can't.
that capacity. Not until he finds Nie Huaisong and gets him to fix his shit.
Not
until they fix each other. I can't deal with it.
I am not spending an hour with him unless he goes and gets his ass some therapy. Yeah. Could not possibly be me.
Absolutely the fuck not. No.
On the other hand, I know who I would want to hang out with for a decade.
Yeah.
I am traveling. My party is going to be me.
Yeah.
Jiang Yanli.
Yes.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yes.
She can make good food. She is fucking just an excellent person. She is sweet and nice, and she has a good sense of humor, and she knows how to talk. She doesn't take bullshit. That's the best part. She may not be the strongest person, but that's fucking fine, because you know who else I'm traveling with? NMJ.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yes. Absolutely.
God, come on.
Like,
absolutely.
Listen. Some of you are gonna be like, oh, well, you won't travel with Zhang Cheng, but you'll travel with NMJ. Here's the fucking thing. Naming Jue does not have the fucking potent, odious, fucking horrible incel energy that Zhang Cheng has.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. That man eats ass and gets shit done.
That's
Sorry
right.
about it.
Holy fuck. He does eat ass and get shit done.
He absolutely eats ass and gets shit done.
That's right. And Zhang Cheng, you know.
Top rights, Ray.
Top rights.
So,
top rights.
That's what I'm saying. Those are my choices.
I love it. I love that. Those are very strong choices.
How about
I would
you?
say that my least ideal traveling companions out of the cast would probably be definitely JC. I will agree with you on that one. I mean, I love him, but no. Would not choose to actively spend more than an hour of time alone with him.
No.
Another bad traveling companion would probably be Huaisong.
Yeah.
As much as I loathe to say it, he would be fucking useless as a traveling companion. So we're gonna leave him at home.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to hang out with him. If this were like just like modern AU regular bullshit where I'm not on like a big, fantasy adventure, fucking Huaisong is at the top of my list.
Yeah.
But if we're in an AU or regular universe or whatever where we're going around and doing D&D bullshit, sorry.
It's just not gonna cut it, bruv. It's not gonna cut it, love.
I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to be an NPC that we really like.
Yeah, you can pop in and out, but you cannot be dragging the rest of this party down.
Your brother is in our party, so it's fine.
It's all good. Stay
I love
at home.
you.
Just stay home.
Stay at home and get your life. Lan Wangji is also one of my, a very strong choice for one of my traveling companions. I would love to travel with him. He knows, he knows his shit. He's very powerful. He knows exactly what the fuck to do.
I haven't said what my ideal companions would be.
You haven't? Oh, no, yeah.
I have not.
Who?
My ideal companions, traveling companions, Wenqing first and foremost.
Ooh.
Because she's a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
All right, she knows exactly what she's about. She would be so useful to have, and she's hot as hell.
Oh, yeah.
She's hot as hell. Definitely Nie Mingjue. And, fuck.
You get 2, though. You only get 2, though.
Okay. Damn. Wencheng and... I don't know. I just want to be surrounded by girls. Wencheng and Zhang Yanli.
That's how you do it, though.
But
Lan Wangji makes you too OP.
Here's my thing. I would pick Lan Wangji, but picking Lan Wangji means that I would also have to pick Wei Wuxian because you cannot separate them.
You can't.
You cannot separate them.
No, do not separate.
So, and I don't want to drag them down.
Yeah.
And also, like, traveling with them, I don't want to fucking hear it.
No.
I don't want to hear it. I want to be as far away from that as possible.
They
I'm
can
like
do
Lan
them.
Qiren with that shit.
They can do them, but I got my own fucking life to live, and I'm trying to sleep.
I want it nowhere near me.
Yeah, I'm trying to sleep. I'm not trying to...
Unless I'm writing it, I want it nowhere near me.
I'm trying to sleep. I'm not trying to be up at 4 a.m. hearing, you know, no. No.
Fuck.
Absolutely not.
We're not going there. But yeah, mine are definitely Wencheng and Zhang Yanli.
It's good. Zhang Yanli fucking win the show.
My sweet angel.
Sweet angel. That's my girl.
That's my fucking girl.
Let's go over to Tumblr.
Yeah, Tumblr. So, Matrim Cawthon said, if there was a beach episode, fuck yes, who would unironically wear the awful Hawaiian shirt and what pattern would be on it? Sorry, I know I should probably send questions related to the chapters you're reading, but I keep failing at that. Please don't apologize.
Never.
This is fucking great.
This is just the AU hour.
Literally, this is the AU hour. If you, like, for future reference, if you have any questions like this that don't necessarily pertain to a chapter you just want to ask us and see how we respond.
Questions don't have to do anything.
Yeah, that ain't no problem.
Yeah, just say whatever.
No,
We're just having fun.
We're
shooting the shit.
We're intergaging.
We are shooting the shit.
We are intergaging.
I can tell you right now that Zhang Fengmian is always wearing a Hawaiian shirt because he's a parrot head. We know this.
I think Ye Mingjoy, in the spirit of the beach, would wear a Hawaiian shirt.
He wears it unbuttoned with nothing underneath.
Yeah. Oh, I think they're actually, I think it's more culturally correct
aloha
to call
shirts.
them aloha shirts.
Yeah.
I just remembered that. I think... top aloha shirt candidates, definitely Zhang Fengmian, Lan Xichen.
Yeah, he's got a good collection of them.
Yeah, Lan Xichen just vibing.
He's just vibing.
Unironically is the problem, because I know that Wei Wuxian would find the most horrendous one he could possibly.
Well, we already talked, I mean, Zhang Fengmian and Lan Xichen are not wearing those ironically.
No, not
at all. They're not.
I think those are definitely the top two contenders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's fucking great.
I bet Lan Wangji burns so fucking easily.
Oh my god! He has to slather his whole face in sunscreen, so it's like you literally see it on his face.
He has not left the Jingxi in over 13 years. He burns.
Literally translucent.
Yeah.
So Anonymous asked, rereading this chapter, I wondered, how the hell does no one say anything about how the Ghost General is still around? Like, he showed up in front of a ton of people, and the Jin sect was super clear that, yeah, we totally turned him to ashes, no worries. But no one talks about it? Are cultivators just that oblivious?
I think, like, it came up a few times, because, like, the people who were there saw it, and they were like, and then, like, I think, like, there was something about people were kind of, like, not sure about it. Like, they weren't sure if it was, like, word of it had spread, but it was, like, people thought it was maybe a rumor.
Yeah.
And I think the main reason we don't know what people are saying about it, if anything, is because of just the characters that we're following right now.
Yeah.
Like,
there's not really any kind of way that I think that would come up organically in any of the conversations that they have. So, I mean, I feel like it's probably up in the air at this point.
It's probably
we just don't really know what's going on with that in the context of the novel.
Yeah, everybody
it's not really touched upon.
Yeah, the entire cultivation world is the subject of a drama channel. So, like, everybody's just going off of rumors and, like, fucking deleted retweets and whatever. So, like, nobody knows for sure anything. I think, like, the only place that anybody would have maybe been able to hear anything that anybody might have been saying is, like, when they ran into Huaisong.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, right now they're in, like, this little podunk-ass, bum-scratch-ass town where people aren't even cultivators, so they probably, like, this waiter guy in the last chapter didn't even know, off the top of his head what Yeeling Patriarch's name was. So, these are people I doubt they would even know who or what the Ghost General is, so...
Yeah, I think the most important...
We're just removed from it.
I think the most important thing to note about this chapter in specific, as far as that goes, is they're just... It's a completely different world to them. Yeah. It's not even remotely in their wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm. Like, if we were spending time in, like, maybe, like, a cultivator neighborhood, like, outside of one of the big sects right now, like, we would be hearing shit. Yeah, but it would probably be, like, secondhand bad info, like it always is. Like, it always fucking
and
is.
And these people in town, they're straight normies. They're straight normies.
They're normies, yeah, they don't know. They don't meme, they don't go online.
So it'd be like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it probably wasn't addressed in this chapter. So our next question is from another anonymous friend. Anonymous asked, Xiaoxing Chen and Songlan are the bright moon and gentle breeze and the distant snow and cold frost. What would you like your titles to be?
Ooh. Oh, God. I don't know. I can't give myself a title. That feels so disingenuous.
I know, right? It's like Lan Wangji naming himself Han Wenju.
Yeah.
It's like having to give yourself a title is just, ooh.
I can't do it.
I don't even have a...
I'm just Roy Fuck Warlock. What do you want from me?
I don't have enough, like, self-esteem to come up with
we have to, you know what we have to do?
Things about myself. What?
We have to give each other the titles.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right.
That's what we have to do.
Now,
I'm not good at poetry off the top of my head because I'm not good at poetry.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't fucking know, man. Maybe something like... I'm trying to go off of, like, your very powerful Aries energy. I'm trying to go with something like that. Like...
And it's like, if it helps you nature things?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Things? I'm thinking, yeah. I'm thinking for my dog, for my Ray... my bear. Why are you a bear? I'm thinking something having to do... I'm not coming up with, like, an actual title right now. I'm only coming up with vague concepts because that's the best I can do off the top of my idiot head. I'm thinking maybe something about, like, a meteor or a comet or something.
I like that.
I really like it.
I think you're like, I mean, not to just reuse their titles, but you're like bright sun and warm... I had one and then I fucking forgot it.
Oh, that's how it'd be. That's cute though. I like that. I like to be a sun.
You're just that.
I'm that.
Leo's time.
You can't help being a Leo. Just like how you can't help being an Aries. It's just how it is.
Bright sun and distant rain, I guess. Because, do you know, Onion have layer?
Onion have layer.
Roy have layer.
Onion have layer. They just groped me, just to let you know.
No, I didn't. You can't prove that in court.
Honk.
It's very good. You can't prove it in court. No one will ever believe you.
Let's get to housekeeping.
Wait, well, something about a comment, right?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm very not good at coming up with these things, but yeah, it's definitely something with a comet. I really want to put something.
Asteroid, am I right?
The echoing thunder.
The echoing thunder. I like that.
I actually really do like that. That actually kind of rules.
So those my belches or my farts?
Take your pick.
Oh, great.
Hey, we have a Patreon. If you like this content, this good, very good content.
My bodily noise.
Or bodily content.
God.
Patreon.com/podrecesses, or for $1 a month, you can be a disciple of the show and get access to all our Patreon exclusive bonus content, plus a special role in our Discord. And our bonus content includes She's a Good iPad, which is where we read Scumville and Self-Saving System and talk about it. We're doing 2 episodes this month because we missed one last month.
We're not very good at recording She's a Good iPad.
You know, we do it. We get it out eventually.
And it's there.
It's there.
For you to watch. I mean, listen to. On patreon.com/2, which is what it's going to be from now on.
For $5 a month, you can be a sec leader of the show and get all that plus a more special role in our Discord channel and a thank you shout out on the show. Plus, you can send us a short little message for us to read. It's good. You love it. You can do it. Maybe you want us to read it in Ray's ugu ass Wei Ying voice. And for $10 a month, you can be chief cultivator of the Pod Recesses world, and you can get all of that and an even more special role in our Discord. And you can send us requests for stuff to stream or read or whatever. Shout out to $5 sec leaders, Colin Arnold, Sarah McClintock, Lenny Williams, and Carrie. Hey! Thank you so much for supporting us.
Thank you.
Carrie of the Carrie Sect.
Carrie of the Carrie Sect.
And thank you to $10 chief cultivator of the show, Scout.
Thank you always to Scout.
Thank you always to a Scooter.
We love all of our pals and all of our listeners.
And we also love Noisepace.xyz for being our podcast network. We love Sec Leader Matt for being our podcast network leader.
Gamed Cubed Nintendo.
Matt of Gamed Cube.
Matt of Gamed Cube.
Sec Leader GameCube Matt.
Yeah.
Go to Noisepace.xyz. There's a bunch of other very good podcasts, such as the aforementioned Jergenit that I talked about a little while ago.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. And The Stick.
And City Girls Make Do?
City Girls Make Do.
City Girls Make Do is on the podcast network. That's a good one.
My pie cabbages. Fuck yeah.
For you Sex in the City likers.
For all of your Sex in the City needs. Yeah. There's Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die.
For all of your leftism needs.
Absolutely.
If you enjoyed the tone of what we talked about in this episode,
if you enjoyed our takes,
Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die.
Perhaps. I'm on that. And I'm also on Fantastic Satisfaction, where I play D&D.
She be hosting.
Roy's be podcasting.
She has much more social courage than I do.
I just like podcasting. I just gotta get my takes out. Got to get my takes out.
She likes the takes.
And if you want even more of my takes, I'm Roy, and I'm on Twitter at SemperFunny, and also at Yeeling Hypebeast, which is where I put my Modout takes that don't make it onto the podcast.
I like it. And I'm Fallon. You can find me on Twitter at America's Burden or at Himbo Songju, which is my MDZS refuse blog. Dame in general.
You know?
Pretty good. Haven't been on it lately because
it'd be like that. It's alright. You don't gotta be on everything constantly.
All of my friends have deactivated.
They have! I'm sad!
Whatever.
Anyway, you can find Pod Recesses the Us at cloudrecessespod.tumblr.com. And on twitter.com/cloudrecess, just the one, pod. We're on all the podcast apps and the websites and stuff. Like, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Please. Intergage with us. Intergage. And you can also join our Discord. Link is in the description as always.
Yes, please. Please come talk in the Discord.
Come talk in the Discord. And you know what we say at the end of every episode?
Semper Bunny.
We say Semper Bunny.
Semper Bunny.
You are all my nephews now.
You are all my nephews now.
Semper Bunny, folks.
Good night.